Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. And I think that this is actually going to be the last day of witness testimony in the Casey Anthony trial that we've been replaying for all of you. So things are definitely getting very interesting. I think today's going to be a very, very interesting day because we should hear from River Cruz today. See what she has to say about her relationship with George. Was it just friendly, or was there more going on? So without any further ado, let's jump right into the trial. Let's see if we can finish it today and maybe get to closing arguments tomorrow. So here we go. Everyone's favorite judge.
Okay, let the record reflect that the defendant is present along with counsel for the defendant. Assistant State Attorney. I understand y'all have some matters you want to take up prior to resuming testimony at 9. Yes, ma'am.
Start off with a sidebar. No better way to start trial.
Matters you need to take up prior to 9 a.m. when we resume.
Actually, yes, there is. This morning I was just handed some information from the state of Florida having to deal with the work records of Mrs. Anthony, Cindy Anthony, that is, that have to deal with.
Okay, so conclusion. Someone tested for false discovery violation. Anything else? Let's return to jury. Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Did you heed all my previous admonitions? State recognized the presence of the jury.
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense.
Yes, sir, we do.
The defense may call the next witness.
Defense calls Crystal Holloway.
Stand here, please. Raise your right hand and we'll tell out. You sound like swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yes. This way, please. Crystal Holloway, Krystalholloway.
Well, here we go. Right off the bat, this is Crystal Holloway, River Cruz.
You may proceed. Her headset is not working. You may proceed.
May it please the court, Mr. Ashton. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Mrs. Holloway.
Morning.
Are you known by any other names?
Yes.
What name?
River Cruz.
Why do you use that name?
Well, my father used to call me River, and my mother's maiden name was Cruz.
If you could get a little closer to that.
Okay, better? Okay,
Your father used to call you River and your mother's maiden name is Cruz.
right.
Are there any other reasons why you use that name?
No,
Okay. And do you know George Anthony?
yes.
How do you know him?
I met him at a tent when his granddaughter was missing.
When?
I believe it was July, August maybe?
August of what year?
08, yeah,
2008?
correct.
Okay. And how often did you go to the tent?
Every day,
Okay. And did you get to know Mr. Anthony a little better?
yes.
Did you develop a relationship with Mr. Anthony?
Yes, sir, I did.
And was this an intimate relationship?
Yes.
And did Mr. Anthony go to your home or your apartment?
It was my home, and yes, he did.
About how many times did he go to your house?
Maybe 12?
And did you ever loan or give Mr. Anthony any money? Director Beechman.
May we put that approach?
Oh, That wasn't great. I'm sorry. Give me a minute. Something just happened. I think we jumped ahead by accident. Give me a minute.
Displays are okay, but private backyard
Yeah.
fireworks are not. Meanwhile, Flagler County, where thousands of acres have burned in brush fire.
I meant to just skip ahead. I think I skipped the whole video. So.
Okay, objection sustained. You may continue.
Ms. Holloway, did there ever come an occasion where you had a heart-to-heart conversation with George Anthony as to what happened to his granddaughter?
Yes.
Okay. Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you were doing and how that all transpired.
The particular night that you're referring to,
Yes.
he was sitting on my couch and I was sitting on the floor, and he had told me, he had said it was an accident that snowballed out of control, but I was in shock, and by the time I looked up, his eyes were filled like with tears, and I didn't elaborate. I didn't ask him anything further.
Was this before Kaylee was found?
Yes, sir. It was around Thanksgiving time, I believe.
And were you prompting him? Were you asking him?
No, sir.
So the topic just came up, and
Well, not exactly. We were talking about his daughter. And if I'm not mistaken, I did mention I didn't think that he can raise somebody that
don't give us your opinions. That's all right.
Your Honor, the witness is interrupted. The witness needs to allow to finish her version of what she said to Mr. Anthony before he made the statement.
That's fine. If that's go ahead.
Go ahead. Sure, answer.
I didn't think that he could raise somebody that was capable of harming her child. And that's when he said it was an accident that snowballed out of control. But I was caught off guard with it, and by the time I looked up, he had tears in his eyes, and I didn't say anything after that.
And how? When did your relationship end with Mr. Anthony?
I believe it was on the 4th birthday balloon release.
Okay. Would that have been? Do you have a date, a rough estimate of when?
Not offhand. Whenever they had the balloon release, I had attended.
When the Anthonys held their memorial for Kaylee Anthony, were you still in a relationship with George Anthony?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to show you what has been marked Defense Exhibit FT. May I approach the witness?
You may.
Before we get into that, after the relationship ended, did you go to the media or tell anybody about your relationship with Mr. Anthony prior to being contacted by police?
No, I did not.
And how were you found by police?
From what I understand,
Also hearsay.
Sustained.
When did the police first contact you?
2 years later, after.
And they came to you, and did they present you with anything?
Yes, sir, they did.
What did they present you with?
One of the very first questions if I knew George and if I had an affair with him.
And did they have any documentation in reference to your relationship with George?
Yes,
What did they have?
the text.
Okay. Was it just one text message or several? What was it?
To discussions of items not in evidence.
He's not going into the contents yet.
How many text messages did they show you?
Several.
And did they ask you for any documentation?
Yes, sir.
And did you provide them with anything?
Yes, sir, I did.
What did you provide them with?
My phone and the letters that he had written me.
Okay. Now, these letters that he had written you, I'll strike that. The text message that you're looking at now, can you read? Oh, sorry, may I read that into the record?
You got offered in the evidence. You can't read it if it's
No, I
not.
have to, the exhibit number, reference it.
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're currently looking at Defense Exhibit FT.
Yes, sir.
A photograph of that text message.
Yes, sir.
Is it a fair and accurate representation of what that text message looked like?
Yes, sir.
At this time, we would move Defense FT into evidence, Your Honor.
No objection.
It will be received in evidence as defense exhibit numbered.
Number 72.
Can you read the date of that text message to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury and then its contents?
Tuesday, December 16th.
What year?
It doesn't say.
Okay, go on.
From George Anthony. Just thinking about you. I need you in my life.
And do you recall when he sent you that text message?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why was he sending you that text message? Withdraw the question. How'd the relationship end?
He was supposed to, on the Memorial Day of when I showed up, he was supposed to come over and he didn't. And then for the next 2 days, he was texting me. And I didn't think it was appropriate, seeing that I was sleeping with him. And I wasn't good enough for him to call me. And he would text me that he couldn't show up. And so when I went off crying, my sister in turn had texted him a rude message. And I never heard from him again.
And did he attempt to go to your apartment complex or your condominium complex?
When?
around that time, in December of 2008,
Basis knowledge, hearsay, we're referred to attempt to say.
Okay.
if she's aware.
Well,
She was aware of this.
wait a minute, gentlemen. Establish a foundation for a basis of knowledge. You may continue.
Is there a guard gate, a guard post at your complex?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you have to instruct the guard at the gate not to let him in your complex anymore?
Objection. Relevance?
Overruled. You can answer the question simply by yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Now, after the police had found you, did your name become exposed in the media?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what happened?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Were you beginning to be harassed by the media?
Yes, sir, I was.
Sustain.
And I'd like to a little leeway on this so I can tie it into something that I think.
Sustain.
May we approach so I can?
Yes, sir. You may.
Yeah, the judge seems to always sustain the prosecution's objections and overruled the defense.
You deny it?
You may proceed.
When the police first asked you about the affair, did you deny it?
Yes, sir, I did.
Why did you do that?
Because I felt that he would get in trouble, and in the manner that it ended, I just assumed that the media would find out about it if I told the detectives. And so I initially lied because I was embarrassed.
Were you also in a relationship at the time?
Yes, sir, I am. That's correct.
Were you when you told that to the police?
Yes, sir.
And were you when you were seeing Mr. Anthony?
Yes, sir.
And did you eventually tell the police after the initial time that you did have a relationship with him?
Yes.
Hearsay.
Overruled.
Go ahead, answer.
I'm sorry.
Did you eventually tell the police the truth?
I did tell him the truth.
And was that after being confronted with all of the other text messages and information?
Sustain.
When was that?
I'm sorry.
When did you finally tell them the truth?
I had no choice behind the texts.
When you say that, you mean you were confronted with it?
Correct.
Now, after this, prior to the police finding you, and subsequent to that, your name was released and all the information came out, did it not?
Yes.
And after that, did you then sell your story to a tabloid magazine?
No, I did not.
Okay. Did you give an interview?
I did give an interview.
Okay. What happened?
Well, the gentleman that did the interview offered me the chance to tell my story in full because the media, he said that the media would edit.
Hearsay.
Sustain.
Just tell us why you did it.
I felt that the media would edit certain things and make me look like trash. And he gave me the chance to tell my story in full.
Okay. And do you have a twin sister?
Yes, sir, I do.
And as part of that interview, you got compensation, or your sister got compensation.
Correct.
Are you here testifying truthfully?
Yes, sir, I am.
I have no further questions. Did you want to come here and testify today?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because
Why?
Sustain.
I have no further questions.
Cross-examination.
Ms. Cruz, at the time that you inserted yourselves into the Anthony's lives, they were already celebrities, weren't they?
I don't think they were celebrities.
Well, they'd been, well, I'm sorry.
They were looking for their granddaughter.
They had been in the news.
Correct.
They had been on national news.
Yes, sir.
They were on the news almost every day.
Yes, sir, they were.
And then you sought them out. Correct? They didn't come to you. You sought them out.
That's correct.
Now, how much money did you or some member of your family get from the National Enquirer for selling your story?
$4,000.
$4,000. And that was just for talking to them.
Yes, sir.
Now, did other news organizations that don't pay for interviews request interviews from you?
As well as the ones that do.
And you chose the National Enquirer, which pays for interviews.
Yes, sir, but he had given me the chance to explain everything in detail, unlike the news media that edit things.
And you felt that the National Enquirer was the one news source that you could trust to tell your story and not sensationalize it. Is that your testimony?
So I took what I could because I was being trashed in the media as it was.
And you felt that the National Enquirer was the one place where that would tell your story in a fair, honest, and non-sensational way.
Well, he did.
Overruled.
He did tell it.
He told it the way you wanted it told.
No, sir, I told it the way it happened.
And the story is much, much better if you're actually having an affair with George, right? It's much more sensational.
I did have an affair with George.
But you agree that the story is much sexier if you're actually having an affair with George than if you're just a friend.
That's not true.
Judge, argumentative.
Overruled.
So you do not agree that in your perception that this story is better if you're actually sleeping with George Anthony.
That's not true.
Now, you indicated that George also sent you letters.
Yes, sir.
If I may have it. State's Exhibit RS. You recognize this as the as a letter that you referred to in direct defamation, one of the letters that were sent.
Yes,
And that was sent within a couple of weeks of the text message that counsel just asked you about.
yes.
Thank you. At this time, we've done it. Exhibit RS.
What says the defense? You see it, the basis of objection.
I'm sorry?
He said it was the defense's case. Objection sustained. You may proceed.
Thank you, Ms. Cruz. In early January 2008, you received a letter from Mr. Anthony, which referenced his attempts to leave messages
Let me get a question.
with his
Ms. Cruz, don't answer the question until I tell you the answer.
Yes, sir.
All right.
With
Go ahead
the-
and answer your question.
his attempt to leave messages for you through your daughter, through security, and also through your husband. That's the question.
Mr. Baez?
Objection to referencing item that's not in evidence, Judge.
Overruled.
Isn't that true?
I'm not married, sir.
Did he send you a letter which referenced attempting to get messages to you through your daughter, security, and someone he referred to as your husband?
Yes, sir.
Were you in a relationship then?
Yes, sir.
Did Mr. Anthony believe that person to be your husband?
I don't believe so.
Did you reference this person as your husband?
I don't believe so, no.
Do you believe that Mr. Anthony thought he was? I'm sorry, I withdraw. I withdraw.
Sustained.
Did you ever do anything that would lead Mr. Anthony to believe that you were in a relationship with this other person, which was similar to a husband-wife relationship?
Yes, sir. He knew I was.
What did you tell him?
He knew I was in a relationship with someone else.
Now, did he also, in that same letter, reference your friendship with him and his wife as being very personal to them?
Yes, sir, he did.
And in fact, did he sign the letter from?
Referring to an item and its contents that are not in evidence.
The question is phrased to be sustained.
Did he send you a letter with reference as being from both himself and his wife?
Objection, Judge.
Overruled.
Yes, sir, he did.
The time that that text message that counsel pointed you out was sent 5 days after George Anthony learned that the remains of a small child had been found approximately a quarter mile from his house.
Yes, sir.
Now, you will acknowledge that you recall giving a statement to law enforcement on February 17th of 2010.
Yes.
And in that statement, you were placed under oath. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you swore that the information you give today was going to be true.
Yes, sir.
And you were asked in that statement, just a moment, if you were in a romantic relationship with George.
Proper impeachment.
Overruled. You got a page number?
I will get that for counsel. Just a moment. Page 11, line 2 through 7. You were asked the following questions. Question: were you, please excuse the question, please forgive me rather, did you and George become romantically involved? You answered, no, we didn't. The question was no, you affirmed no.
That's correct.
That's the statement you gave under oath.
Yes, sir.
When is the first time that you claim you altered that statement? In other words, that you told someone either in the media or in law enforcement that that was not true?
In February, when I told the detectives.
Well, this statement was given on February the 17th of 2010.
That's correct.
And when did you then change that?
My sister had went to the media with it, and when it started coming out, I spoke to the detectives, and then I told them the truth.
When?
Within a couple of days that they had first initially came to my house.
After your family went to the media?
No, sir.
I'm sorry, I thought you just said that your sister went to the media.
She did.
Well, isn't she your family?
Yes.
Okay, so after your family goes to the media with this story, then you call the police and change it to,
No, sir.
Do I have the chronology wrong?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I spoke to the detectives, and I told them the truth, that I had been sleeping with George.
when?
Within a couple of days when they first found me.
Okay, well, they found you on February the 17th. And you said, yes, February the 17th. You said the next day your sister went to the media.
No, I think it was by the end of that week.
Okay, you recall what day of the week the 17th was?
I'm sorry?
You recall what day the 17th was?
No.
Right, so your sister goes to the media with this story. When does the National Enquirer first contact you or any member of your family?
I don't remember.
It was very quickly after that, wasn't it? Not for the date, Judge.
I don't know the date.
Overruled.
Well, tell us how the contact from the National Enquirer or other media sources, how that related to your changing your story about the romantic relationship.
I had no choice but to tell the truth because my name had already came out.
Well, you had no choice but to tell the truth on the 17th because you swore you would, but you lied.
Yes, sir, I did lie.
What we're trying to figure out now is when this change in the story took place and how.
Within that same week when I first initially spoke to the detectives.
And that was about the same time you were talking to the media and selling your story to the National Enquirer.
No, I did not. And no, I did not speak to the media. I wanted no part of it.
When did you first discuss giving media interviews to the National Enquirer?
Possibly the end of the week, sir.
Now, let's get to the statements that you claim that George made. What you were talking to him about his daughter and how you couldn't believe that he could raise a daughter that would deliberately kill her child.
That's correct.
And what he said to you is, I really believe it was an accident that just went wrong. Isn't that true?
That misstates her statement.
It does not.
It does.
Well,
That's
gentlemen,
not-
approach the sidebar and bring me the statement. Objection withdrawn. You may proceed.
What he said was, I really believe that it was an accident and it just went wrong and she tried to cover it up. That's what he said.
No, he did not.
Do you recall, again, in your statement to law enforcement, on that same date we have discussed where you took an oath to tell the truth, for counsel's benefit, page 16, line 25 through page 17, line 1. May I approach the witness?
You may.
Would you please read to the jury what you said at page 16, line 1, and then complete it on page 17? Read out loud.
He just said that I really believe that it was an accident and it went wrong and she tried to cover it up.
Thank you. Is that in fact what he said?
Yes, but he also said that.
Ma'am, there's no question before you.
Witness be allowed to finish her answer.
She is not finishing the answer, she's adding additional information.
Ma'am, finish your answer.
You didn't read what was above that was highlighted? He also said it was an accident that snowballed out of control.
Now, did he also tell you, I'm sorry, he didn't tell you that he was present when this occurred, did he?
I'm sorry?
He didn't tell you that he was present when this occurred, did he?
When what occurred?
When this accident occurred.
No.
In fact, he never told you that he knew it himself, that he knew that to be the case.
I just told you that what he said. I never elaborated to anything else. I never said that he said anything else other than what he said.
Other than he believed it was an accident that snowballed out of control and she tried to cover it up. That's all he said.
That's not what he said. He said it was an accident that snowballed out of control.
But he didn't claim that he actually was there or knew that.
You're right. I agree with you. He didn't.
He said he believed it.
No, he did not say he believed it.
Now, he didn't say that he knew it, and he never said that Casey said it.
No, sir, you're right.
He also told you on another occasion about an incident involving, just a moment if I may. Was there another incident he relayed to you where he had talked about attempting to get information about the death of Kaylee?
I don't know exactly what you're referring to.
What did he relate to you an incident where he, quote, threw his daughter Casey up against the wall, choked her?
Goes beyond the scope.
Your Honor, under 9.806, it is an inconsistent statement.
That's not true.
Sustain.
Your Honor, could we approach?
You may. Objection sustained.
No further questions. Return.
Redirect.
Ms. Holloway, the statement that Mr. Ashton read to you about you saying he believed, when the statement in reference to Mr. Anthony believing that it was an accident. Do you remember that line of questioning?
Yes.
Okay. And before that, well, let me rephrase it. You had actually, that statement was taken out of context, was it not?
Yes.
Okay. And in fact, before in that line of questioning, you had said, may I approach the witness?
You may.
Before you had said what?
That he said it was an accident that snowballed out of control.
So we're clear on that point. That's a statement you made first, and then you followed it up with the statement that Mr. Ashton tried to have you read without expressing that.
Comments on counsel.
Sustain. Let's just ask the questions.
Yes, sir. Now, this was also a statement he made when he was still out making media appearances asking for help to find his granddaughter.
Yes, sir.
And he told you, basically, that she was dead.
Objection to her interpretation of what Mr. Anthony said.
Sustain.
He told you, while he was telling the world that she was missing, he told you it was an accident that snowballed out of control.
That's correct.
And he was also having this, the text message that we referred that Mr. Ashton pointed out was, I guess, 5 days after his granddaughter was found. You were still having a relationship with him while this was going on, was it? Were you
Yes.
not? And for 2 years, you did not go to the media or tell anyone that you had a relationship with George Anthony.
Objection leading.
Sustain. Rephrase the question.
How long was it that you kept quiet about your relationship with Mr. Anthony?
Objection seems in fact not in evidence that she kept quiet about anything.
Overruled.
2 years. I never went to anybody. They came to my door 2 years later,
Who came to your door?
the detectives.
And after this happened, after the detectives came to you, the relationship was exposed,
Yes, sir.
and it came out in the media.
Yes, sir.
And your actions afterwards was for what? Why did you go to the Inquirer?
Because I didn't want it to be edited. I was told that if I went and did an interview with the media, it would be edited, and he gave me the chance to tell my story in full.
And was the media telling your story in full at that time?
No, sir.
Were they saying all kinds of negative things about you?
Yes. That I have a criminal background. I do not.
Okay.
And I believe they know that.
Now, you have had issues where you had a failure to sign a citation.
Objection. Relevance.
Sustained.
No further questions.
Recross.
Yes, sir. For context, may I approach the witness? Would you read to the jury the portion that I had you read before and then the following question and answer? So start right here and read to the end of line 9 of page 17. So the jury has the context. Read the whole thing, starting here, all the way through.
Do I read everybody else's remarks?
Just a
mine?
second. What is she reading?
This is her statement, referred by counsel, page 16, line 25, through page 17, line 9.
And what is the date? What is the date of the statement?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yes, February 17th.
And Mr. Baez, your objection, sir.
It's a document that's not in evidence.
Overruled.
Okay, so start with the part I had you read before, and then read the next few questions and answers.
Do I read everybody else's remarks?
Yes.
Okay.
Read the whole thing. The jury can read. Let me pull this up, please. Go ahead.
He said, I really believe that it was an accident, and it just went wrong. And then she tried to cover it up. Casey, no verbal response.
May I see?
Pardon? Take a look.
In fact, the first statement that was referred to was on the fact.
Let me see. Read every question and answer until you get to page 17, line 9. Yes. Read it out loud.
Did he tell you what he thought happened to the child? Yeah. What did he say? Upset. Crystal, it's okay. We have to know the truth about that. It's important. He said that, sorry, it's all right. Take your time. He said that it was an accident that went wrong and it snowballed. I'm sorry, and it just snowballed. And he said, you know, how you tell a small lie, and he just tried to cover it up. And it just got really big, and it just went out of control. Did he explain to you? Did he give you more than that? No. What type of accident? Because he was sitting on a couch in my house. And I was sitting on the floor, and I understood that because I've done and said so many things in my life that I was ashamed of, but I never thought it would escalate to something so big. When did that conversation occur? Remember? I don't remember exactly. I think it was the last time he was at my house, and that would be on the gate that would have the information at the gate. But he didn't give you specifics. He just said that I really believe that it was an accident, and it just went wrong, and she tried to cover it up. Casey, no verbal response. Did he say to you that Casey had told him that this was an accident or this was something that you had just believed? He didn't say that. He said, like he knew it was inaudible. I don't remember him saying like Casey said it. He just said it was an accident that went wrong.
So they specifically asked you whether he said he was told about it or was something that you believed,
Overruled.
and you told them he didn't say that. He said like he knew. So George made it clear to you that he did not have any firsthand knowledge of what happened to his granddaughter. And that was the context of what he said, wasn't it?
That statement reads for itself, speaks for itself.
Overruled.
Correct.
Thank you. No further questions.
Redirect.
Ms. Holloway, you made a statement in here that he didn't say Casey told him. He made it sound like he knew that it was an accident that snowballed out of control, correct?
Objection, reading.
Rephrase your question.
Did he say Casey told him? Is that what you wrote? Is that what you said here?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't say Casey told him.
Right.
Okay. And what you conveyed to the police is that he knew that it was an accident that snowballed out of control.
Leading.
Sustained, rephrase your question.
Did you tell the police that he knew it was an accident that snowballed out of control?
Leading.
It's not a leading question.
She can answer the question.
I'm sorry.
Did you tell the police that he knew that it was an accident that snowballed out of control?
That's correct.
And after he left your house that day, he made further appearances asking for people to look for his live granddaughter.
Of cross.
Sustained.
No further questions.
I got to take it back. Ms. Holloway, I'm quite frankly confused. You,
Sustained. Ask your question, Mr. Ashton.
sure. In the statement, you said, he didn't say that like he said, like he knew. That's what you said.
Yes, that's exactly what I said.
And that is what you intended to say.
Yes.
Thank you.
May the witness be excused.
Yes, sir.
You may. You may. Yeah.
Could we approach this to be a different statement?
You may.
This is what the
Why
process-
don't we do this? Members of the jury, I'm going to let you go for your recess, short or special. Okay. I'm not going to say what recess. All right. You don't get both. So if y'all want to clear this up, jury's coming back in at 10:30, so talk as long as you want to talk. Okay, have y'all straightened out your differences with the statements?
I haven't seen a copy of it yet. It's my understanding it's from a different date, and I couldn't get a chance.
Judge, I'm not going to ask the question. I have no further questions, so I think she'll be done.
Okay, Mr. Ashton, you had a requested instruction?
Yes, I provided it to the council table. The instruction be read to the jury now that the witness testimony is over. It reads as follows. The alleged statements of George Anthony testified to by this witness may be considered by you only as they might impeach the credibility of the other testimony of Mr. Anthony and for no other purpose. These statements may not be used as any proof of the manner in which that
Need to be a-
Actually, right now to be able to argue this point, but as presented, I think that goes a little farther than what the proper instruction should be, if the court feels that one is necessary.
Well, are you familiar with the case of Pierce versus State, a 2004 decision of the Florida Supreme Court? Let's return to jury. Stay recognized, President of the jury.
Yes, sir.
Defects?
Yes, sir, we do.
And members of the jury, did you heed all my previous admonitions during the recess? Okay, any more questions, Mr. Baez?
No further questions, sir.
May the witness be excused.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You may be excused. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have the following instruction to give you. Holloway may be considered by you only as they might impeach the credibility of the other testimony of Mr. George Anthony and for no other purpose. These statements may not be used by you as any proof of the manner in which the victim in this case died, and they are not to be considered to use, and you are not to use that testimony as evidence of the defendant's guilt or innocence. Thank you. The defense may call the next witness.
Thanks. Calls Dominic Casey.
Mr. Casey takes the stand.
Yeah, while he's coming in, come on up.
Look, I just got to say that at this point, if you have a decision who to trust, River Cruz or George, I think you have to tip your scale towards River Cruz. We've seen George testify many times, very obviously being deceptive and holding back and confrontational and everything like that. And that's all the jury saw from River Cruz. And yes, someone was very emotional. Testimony is not perfect, but now that she's saying what she's saying, and if you had a choice who to believe as a juror, I think you may go with her. So very good witness for the defense.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
D-O-M-I-N-I-C-C-A-S-E-Y.
Good morning, Mr. Casey.
Good morning, sir.
I'd like to show you Defense Exhibit FV, if I may approach the witness.
You may.
Do you recognize that map, sir? I can.
If it's attached to an email, is that correct?
Yes, it is. May I show the witness Defense Exhibit F view?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that an email that you sent on November 15, 2008?
That would be correct.
Okay. And taking a look at that map, does it fairly and accurately depict the locations where you searched? I think you can answer.
You guys.
It would be a fair and accurate representation, although it would not be specifically, but it's within.
And are there pin marks there?
Yes, sir, there are.
Okay. And does it show the location where you searched? The pin.
Where I looked in?
That's a Google map, is it not?
Yes, sir, it is. I pulled up a Google.
Okay. And then you did a pinpoints?
No, actually, I'll tell you what happened. To the best of my recollection, Luke sent me an email with this and asked me if I could point on there, onto here,
Where you searched?
where I looked onto Suburban Drive.
Okay. But before we go any further, Judge, I'd like to admit into evidence. Defense FD.
What says the state?
I'm deciding on the state's previous objection.
Objection overruled. Be received in evidence as defense exhibit.
Number 73.
This map was prepared in November of 2008, correct?
Yes, sir.
Either the same day or right around the day that you actually searched this area.
I believe the email.
Not identify himself as creating the map.
He did. He said he put the pinpoints on there. He sent the map and then he put the pins where he searched.
Overruled at this point. Go ahead, sir.
Now, sir, my point is, where you had searched was much fresher in your mind on November 15th, 2008 than it is now 3 years later, correct?
Oh, definitely so, yes.
Okay. And this is a map that was pinpointed right about the time you did the actual searches.
That would be one that was sent to me by Luke on November the 15th.
My question to you, when did you go out to Suburban Drive to search? Do you know the exact dates?
Yes, sir.
What date?
November the 15th, 2008.
And the 16th.
November the 16th, correct.
Okay. So this was emailed the day that you actually searched there.
It was sent to me via email that night after Luke called me and said, Jeanette wants to know.
Sustained.
Just listen to the question, sir, and just answer.
Okay.
November 15th, you searched? Is that a yes?
November the 15th, I went to the location and walked around. That is correct.
Okay. And November 15th at 7:51 p.m., you sent this email?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I'd like for you to look at Defense 57 and this email and verify that the pins are at the same locations.
Okay. Yeah, I tell you, within the same range. But however, with this being blown up here, this is
blown up after that.
yeah, this will be inaccurate then. Let's see, because it's closer to the bin.
Okay, but is this map blown up after this? Does it appear to be the same map?
It appears to be a blown up version. And when I see the blown up version, the pin mark should be closer to the, with more of the bin.
Okay.
So is that what it's showing? If that's what it's showing there, then that would be true.
Now, sir. Everything you've testified in this case so far, obviously, is further in time than November 15th, correct?
Yes, sir.
May I publish this to the jury, Your Honor?
That's an evidence?
Yes.
You may.
The first pin, sir, is the location off Suburban Drive, correct?
The one on the south
On
side?
the left, and then abandoned house.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Cross-examination?
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Mr. Casey.
Good morning, Mr. George. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you. When you dropped or marked this map, Defense 73, with a pin, you weren't being precise, correct?
No, I wouldn't say it's an exact representation of where it was the best guesstimate.
It's a very general area of where you searched, correct?
Where I went.
Where you
correct.
went.
Yes, sir.
And Defense also showed you the blow-up of Defense 57, and you had indicated that, sure, that's correct, where you searched on Suburban Drive was closer to the bend in the road, correct?
I used the bend in the road as the reference point. Sure.
And
So,
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
no, I apologize. And on the small 8.5 by 11, you keep the 8.5 by 11 inches paper. When you look at that and then you look at the larger one, it brings it more into a perspective.
I'm sorry.
No, I apologize. Now, as far as that pin goes, okay, I do recall that from the bend, okay, if you headed west, which would be toward you, okay, I probably came in, walked into the woods, that'd be headed south. You walk in, say, 20, 25, 30 feet, plus or minus, and then took a right turn because it was open. That was the open area that you could walk. I probably walked maybe 20, 30, 40 feet. So I would have been walking towards that green pin.
But the different point is that these pins aren't indicative of exactly where you went,
I'm
correct?
sorry.
Correct?
That is correct.
So what we talked about a couple of days ago, when I showed you the pictures, ground level view, you were able to tell us where exactly you were, correct?
To my knowledge, 3 years later, yes.
All right, so this map doesn't really help you all that much, does it?
Well, it is one that I put the pins in.
Right, but as you just indicated, this is a very general idea of where you went into the woods, correct?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Casey. Thank you, Judge. I have nothing else.
Thank you.
Any,
This is something you prepared 3 years ago,
Yes, sir, that would be true.
the day you searched out there.
Absolutely.
Do you agree that Orlando is 101 square miles?
Would I agree with that?
Yeah, that's the size of Orlando.
If you say this, I'd agree with you.
Okay, and this is the only place where you searched for a deceased Kaylee in the entire 101 square miles of Orlando.
That would be the only place that I went to, that one on the south side and that one on the north side.
So
That would
the
be
answer is
correct.
yes, right?
Yes.
For the most.
may the witness be excused? Thank you, Mr. Casey. You may be excused, sir.
Thanks, sir, very much.
The defense may call the next witness.
Your Honor, we have a stipulation and they would like to publish. Defense FS.
You offering that in evidence?
Yes, sir.
Any objections from the state of Florida?
No, Your Honor, I believe the stipulation bears my signature.
Hand it to the clerk so she can remark it and be received in evidence as defense exhibit.
Number 74.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the following is a stipulation between the state of Florida and the defendant. The attached video is a true and accurate copy of a news video taken during the first week of August 2008 depicting the command center manned by George Anthony located at 4466 North John Young Parkway, Orlando, Florida 32804. The parties have agreed to this fact and it should be considered as true in your deliberations, bearing the signature of Mr. Jose Valles and the defendant and the replica and symbol for the signature of Ms. Linda Drain Birdie.
I think we have her original signature.
That's the copy. That's not the original.
Well, I'm just reading what was given to me. All right, this one here bears her actual signature. You may publish the exhibit.
The audio cut, feed was cut. All right, double check.
You're publishing it now?
He's about to.
Well, you need to put it so it'll go on the screen.
Oh, go ahead. Okay. That concludes the video, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may.
Your Honor, the defense calls George Anthony.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
George Anthony, Georgeanthony.
You may proceed.
Mr. Anthony, did you just see the video that was presented?
Yes, sir, I did.
And did you see the duct tape that was there?
Yes, sir.
That was your duct tape.
Could have been someone else's. I have no idea, sir.
That could have been somebody else's duct tape?
Yes, sir.
Sustain.
Did anyone during the time at the command center bring duct tape to the command center?
Which command center, which location, sir, are you talking about?
The location that was shown in the video?
Which location is that, sir?
I can have a moment. Sir, you didn't recognize that location in the video as being close to your home?
Sir, I'm asking the location, sir. We had numerous command centers that moved around.
4466 North John Young Parkway in Orlando.
No, sir, we never had one there.
Okay. So where was that video taken then?
Sir, I'm just commenting about the video you're talking about. I have no idea where that was taken at, sir, but it wasn't on John Young Parkway.
Okay. So was that a Publix where you were at in that video?
Yes, sir, that was a Publix.
Okay. Do you know which Publix that was?
That particular one, no, sir. We had different locations we went to.
How many different Publix did you go to, sir?
At least 2 that I can remember.
Okay, so there's 2. There's not 50.
I just answered you 2.
Okay, where are these 2 locations?
There's one on Chickasaw, North Chickasaw by Lake Underhill. There's also one in Chickasaw that we have by Prairie Ford Road.
Do you know which one of those 2 that video was taken at?
Not at this time, no, sir, I don't.
And at that location, at that time, in the first week of August 2008, where was your command center?
We had one at the corner of Lake Underhill and Chickasaw, North Chickasaw.
Okay. At that location, did anybody else bring Henkel brand duct tape to your command center?
I have no idea, sir.
You have no idea.
I have no idea.
And you have no idea if that's your duct tape.
I have no idea, sir. I just answered that.
Okay. Sir, I'd like to ask you if when you came from Ohio, right?
Yes.
That's the same place Henkel brand duct tape was made, right?
I have no idea where it was made at, sir.
Okay. And when you lived in Ohio, sir, did you have a dog named Mandy?
Relevance of having a dog in Ohio.
I will be tying it in.
Approach. Objection overruled.
Did you have a dog named Mandy in Ohio, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Did there come a time where the dog had to be either put down or was deceased?
Yes.
And how was that dog buried?
In our yard where we used to live at?
Did you pick the dog up at the veterinarian, at the vet?
Yes.
And was the dog wrapped in a blanket?
To the best of my recollection, probably, yes.
Was the dog then placed in a plastic bag?
I don't remember that exactly, but the dog was deceased and the dog was taken to our home and placed there.
Was it also wrapped in duct tape?
Sir, I have no idea. You're going back almost 30 years here, sir. 25 to 30 years.
And was that before Casey was born?
Yes.
When you moved here, did you have a dog named Bo?
Yes.
And how was Bo buried? I'm sure.
Sustain, rephrase the question.
When did Bo pass away?
I can't remember the exact year, sir.
Okay. Was it 15 years ago? 10 years ago?
Could have been 15 or more years ago.
Okay. How old was Casey at that time?
Somewhere in probably about 4 or 5 years old. I'm just roughly guessing here.
Okay. And was Bo buried in a blanket, in a plastic bag, wrapped with duct tape?
I do not remember him exactly what he was exactly buried in, since why we took him to a veterinarian because he was in distress. He was dying.
Did you have a cat named Penny?
Yes.
Was Penny buried in a plastic bag with duct tape wrapped around?
No.
What about Ginger?
No.
Is that a dog or a cat?
That's a dog.
Okay. Was Ginger wrapped in a bag with duct tape wrapped around it?
I don't remember exactly how our animals were finally put to rest. I can't answer that exactly precisely to you.
What about Cinnamon?
Again, that would be the same answer.
Okay. And Missy?
Never had a dog mistake.
Okay. When you found out that your granddaughter was found, and with a blanket and with a plastic bag and with duct tape, did you tell law enforcement at any time over the last 3 years that that is the way you used to bury your pets?
Yeah.
Very interesting. That's how he buries his pets.
I have no further. I have no further questions. Sorry.
Objection sustained. You have no more questions. Thank you. Mr. Ashton?
Mr. Anthony, have you ever taken a dead pet and thrown him in a swamp?
No, sir.
Overruled. May the witness be excused? Thank you, Mr. Anthony. You may be excused, sir.
Thanks.
The defense may call the next witness.
Defense call Cindy Anthony.
Raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? So help me God, yes.
Cynthia Anthony, CYNTHIA ANTHONY.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mrs. Anthony.
Good morning.
Mrs. Anthony, did you have a dog named Mandy in Ohio?
Yes, I did.
And that was 20 plus years ago?
I got her in 1981.
Okay. Would that have been before, when she passed, was Casey alive?
Yes,
Okay. A baby?
yes, she was a toddler.
Okay. And did there come a time where you took Mandy to the vet because she was either dying or had to be put down?
Yes, I took her.
And how was she wrapped, or do you know the circumstances surrounding that, how she was buried?
Yes, I made an appointment to take her. She had been very ill, and I knew she was going to be placed down because that was a conversation before I took her to the vet. And they told me to bring something that I might want to put her with, like a stuffed animal or a blanket or whatever. So I brought a blanket we actually had. She was my first baby, actually, before I had the kids. And so you know how pets become your babies. And I had bought a baby blanket for her. So that blanket I took with her to the vet, and I was holding Mandy when they gave her the injection. And then they took her from me in blanket. And I don't know how they put her, but I received her back. She was already wrapped in black plastic with like packing tape over it.
Was it duct tape?
No, sir.
Okay. And did you have a dog named Bo?
Yes,
And that was when you moved here to Florida?
yes.
And when did Bo pass away?
The summer of 1990.
Okay. And how was Bo buried?
We buried him in the backyard.
Was it also with black plastic bag and duct tape?
Again, Bo was taken to the vet, and I was at work. George and Casey took Bo to the vet when he was in distress, and the vet, he actually died on the table while the vet was looking at him, and the vet secured him. And then later that evening when I got home from work, he was already ready to be buried. So George and I and the kids had a little ceremony in the back.
Okay. And how old were the kids?
Lee was in first grade, and Casey it was our first summer there, so I think she had just had her 4th birthday.
And was the vet buried in a plastic bag with tape wrapped around?
I believe it was in black plastic. I'm not sure if it was a bag, but it was black plastic, and again with tape.
And did you have any other pets that were buried that way?
Well, there was no other pets that the vet had secured for us. The rest of the ones we did on our own.
Okay. And how would you do those?
Pretty much the same way. If we didn't have a blanket or something, we had like a towel or something that we would use, like if we gave them a bath or whatever, the special towel that we had set aside for them. Ginger and Cinnamon were buried with a towel, and then I think we may have put a favorite toy with one of the Cocker Spaniels, and then we put them in a couple layers of plastic garbage bags and then wrapped them with clear packing tape.
Okay. Did you ever tell me that they were wrapped in duct tape? I'll withdraw the question.
Sustained.
I'll withdraw the question. Are there any other, would that be the rest of the pets that you had were all buried the same way?
Penny, my cat, in 2009, he passed, and I put him in actually one of Kaylee's hooded bath towels. It was very special to me, and I placed him in that and then put him in the plastic bags and then wrapped him with packing tape.
No further questions.
Cross-examination.
Thank you. Good morning, Mrs. Anthony.
Good morning.
I take it that you did not euthanize your own pets with chloroform.
No, ma'am, we did not.
This is
We're
beyond
talking
this.
about how the animals became deceased.
Sustained.
Did you put duct tape on any of the animals' faces prior to their burial?
No, ma'am.
Cinnamon and Ginger were 2 Cocker Spaniels,
Yes, ma'am.
mom and baby,
Yes, ma'am.
and they passed away within 6 months of each other, correct?
Approximately.
Okay, the first in the fall of 2003, is that accurate?
I think so.
And the other either in the winter or spring of 2004.
Yes, ma'am.
Your daughter Casey would have been a senior in high school at that time, correct?
Yes.
And Casey assisted you in wrapping either Cinnamon or Ginger or both, correct?
I believe she was present. I think it was George and I that actually wrapped the dogs.
Well, the reason for putting the tape around the bag was so that the bag would be compact for burial, correct?
Yes.
And you said this was a family tradition, correct?
Pretty much to have them. I mean, we started out, I buried Mandy in our backyard in Ohio. And if we would have stayed there and had more animals, we would have probably had one spot. And when we moved to Florida, we designated a spot at our home that, if any of the animals passed, we would put them there, if possible.
But this is something that your family did for a period of years that your children were aware of, correct?
Yes, and we even had a dog, not really a headstone, but George had found a dog made of stone that we kind of marked the spots.
A little memorial marker in the
Yes,
yard. for
yes,
the dog.
ma'am.
All right. And was Casey present when the dogs were buried?
I'm not sure if she was present for Cinnamon and Ginger, both of them, but I believe she was present at one of them. And I know she was present with Bo. She was not present with Mandy.
And that was 2009. Or that was the late 80s.
Yeah, that was in the 80s because she was little. I had her with neighbors. George was working, and I came home and buried her by myself because I didn't want the kids. They didn't even know she was put down. I wanted to wait and tell them.
But definitely by the time she's a senior in high school, she was aware of the burial and the method of burial in the yard.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all I had.
Redirect.
The tape was used to secure the top of the bag so it wouldn't open.
The tape was placed around the bags in 2 locations, the top and the bottom, so that when we rolled it, to keep the air out, so that, we were trying to keep things from getting into the bag. So we placed tape like at thirds, like 1/3 and 2/3.
No further questions.
May the witness be excused. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Be
you.
excused. The defense may call the next witness.
Defense calls Lee Anthony.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Lee Anthony, Leeanthony.
You may proceed.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Anthony.
Morning.
Were you present? How old were you when Mandy passed away in Ohio?
Very young, 3, 4.
Okay. Do you even remember that happening?
Not in particular, no.
When was the first time that you remember your family having to bury a pet?
I don't remember being present for Bo. I remember that we had to bury him, but I don't remember being present for him. Same goes for Ginger. I wasn't here, but I was here when Cinnamon was buried.
And how was Cinnamon buried?
I buried her in our backyard.
Okay. Was she in a plastic bag with duct tape?
She was in a black plastic bag, and I do recall there being duct tape used to secure the bag.
Okay. Duct tape wasn't used. Oh, I'll withdraw that. Were there any other pets that you were present for the burial?
The only other pet that I was present for a burial was one that my grandmother had. Similar circumstances, but that was given to us by the vet. No other family pet that I can recall being present for the burial, or if I was too young to remember.
And how was that pet given to you?
My grandmother's. It was also in a black plastic garbage bag. It was taped. I believe it was more of a clear tape, and it was very cold. She was kind of on ice until we picked her up.
Who was in charge of burying your family pets?
Typically would have been my parents.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Cross-examination? None. May the witness be excused. Thank you, sir. You may be excused. You may. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at this time, we're going to recess for lunch. We'll be in recess until 1:30. I'm going to ask you not to discuss this case among yourselves, nor with anyone else, and please remember all of my previous admonitions. Any additional instructions on behalf of the state or the defense? We'll be in recess. Okay, let the record reflect that the defendant is present, along with counsel for the defendant, assistant state attorney. Both sides ready to proceed.
Was reference producing to us this morning a stack of records related to employment records of Miss Cindy Anthony about
rebuttal.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is the last part of testimony. So they're gonna be resting soon.
Okay, Mr. Baez, do you intend to present any more live witnesses?
No, sir, we do not.
Oh,
Will the defendant be testifying?
No, sir.
I have some questions I need to ask of your client.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Anthony, do you understand, first of all, is it your decision not to testify based upon consultation with your counsel?
Yes, sir.
You understand that your decision to testify or not testify is solely your decision and your decision alone?
Yes, sir.
And it is your decision not to testify?
Yes, sir.
Have you had ample time to discuss this matter with your attorneys, that is, the pros and cons of testifying or not testifying?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone used any force or pressure in making you arrive at that decision?
No, sir.
And that decision is your decision freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All right, let's return to jury.
oh, I guess that's it then. That is it. We're gonna be going to closing arguments. What we're gonna do probably is take a little bit of a break so I can make a new stream for the closing argument. So everyone is gonna have to switch streams probably.
Stay recognized, presence of jury. Defense?
Yes, sir, we do.
And members of the jury, did you heed all of my previous admonitions during the recess for lunch? Mr. Baez, you may proceed, sir.
Your Honor, we'd like a stipulation that we have read into the record
Okay.
and introducing the accompanying documents.
Stipulation between the state of Florida and the defendant. The attached documents are true and accurate records of the business records for Surtec brands. The parties have agreed to this fact, and it should be considered as true in your deliberations, bearing the signatures of Linda Drain Burdick, Jose Baez, and Ms. Casey Marie Anthony. Is this stipulation true and correct, Ms. Burdick? And as a result of that stipulation, do you intend to offer some documents?
Yes, sir. We intend to introduce the business records of Sure Tape, the Henkel brand.
The defense offering that in evidence. There being no objections from the state of Florida, it will be received in evidence as defense exhibit numbered.
Number 75.
Okay, Mr. Baez, you may call your next witness.
Your Honor, the defense rests.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there are going to be some matters we're going to need to take up outside of your presence. It should not take too long, but I'm not going to run a guesstimate on how long it would take. So we will get back with you as quickly as possible. Please do not discuss this case among yourselves nor with anyone else. And please remember all of my previous admonition. Let's excuse the jury. At this time, I will adjudge you to be guilty of the crime of direct criminal.
Okay. All right. So listen, what we're going to do. We're going to take a little bit of a break. I want to set up a new stream for just closing arguments. So everyone's going to have to exit this stream and go to the new stream. But it's probably going to be like, let's say, might be another hour. I think that's what we're going to do. So, or maybe 45 minutes. So that is the plan at this point. So we'll see you all very soon at the next stream, but I just want to set up a new one special just for closing arguments. All right. See you soon on the next stream.